Hey guys, Dan Hood, Big DH2000 here, living in a house full of family that's very noisy right now, but I got a little video to make for you. Apparently, there's a lizard upstairs somewhere running around the house, so it's causing much excitement. Um, you'll remember some time back, Mike Miley did a few things with a Slingshot and some Ocularis plugs, and he's been hounding me to try it out myself. Um, Realized the other day when I was cleaning up the shop, I had a nice thick chunk of HDPE that was thick enough to do this. This is factory made, not something I made. So I'll just get on with showing you. Took my Stealth Shot shape, okay, put the Ocularis plugs in to the side, okay, to through the forker, okay. This was part of my fabrication process. I may or may not fill it in. Once again, this is just a test piece, even though I've cleaned it up quite nice. Still a few scratches in the HDPE that you can see here, okay, but for the most part I sanded it to 320 grit and then ran it through the buffing wheel. Cleaned up real nice. Found a few scratches which I could clean up if somebody were to ever want this instead of it just being my test piece. But you can see I ergoed it, okay. I've also ergoed it this way. This is all out of a 1-inch thick piece of HDPE, folks. It's one solid piece. I put the 3/4 inch hole. The Ocularis plugs are in sideways. If you look at it, if you think of this as the top of the fork, you'll see how the Ocularis plugs work, okay, like it's over the top of the fork. But when you actually hold the fork, guess what? It shoots through the fork, okay. You can see my fingers pulling it down here, shoots through the fork, okay. Obviously you'd need to put everything together, get it all adjusted right, and then snip off the extra band so that it doesn't sit here, or maybe tape it back. I don't know, whatever works for you. I left this flat because if you see, it'll sit nicely on the table. Let me get this the right angle so you guys can see it. It'll sit nicely on the table when you're banding it, okay. But more importantly, I don't know, I just did it for stylistically, and it also there's another way you can put these bands on that I thought of. It's not perfect, but it can come around the top and over, so if you truly need a flat surface, this will work. Of course, it's a wraparound band. You can also do it where you put the band through, and it, you know, exactly like you've done on this side, but put it on the other side of the plug, and then wrap it through and then pull it through the middle if you want. There's all kinds of ways. The one benefit you get from this, it makes through the fork, it gives you the ability to have a smaller overall width, but maintain a decent fork gap with the Ocularis plugs. There's some inconveniences to it. You know, you're pulling like this, so you know you're looking over the top, which is, I mean, you look at it, it can be a bit rough to look at. You can maybe put a notch there if you want to look over the notch. Once again, you're not pulling. You lose about an inch worth of stretch you can get on here. I don't know how much that affects the speed of the ammo, but it does. You know, now you could compensate for that by leaning this thing forward if you want, but then it starts to get unruly. It's very comfortable. I learned a lot of things that I would do for over the top slingshots with this in HDPE if I ever did them. I don't really shoot through the fork, so I'll probably let a couple of people at Southeast Slingshot Tournament test this thing out. I don't know if I'll ever make a second one. If anybody's interested in purchasing it, just contact me. Maybe we can work out a deal. Once again, it's a test model, so it's going to be reasonably priced, and it's not going to be It's not going to be fancy. It's going to be a throw around, bang around kind of slingshot. Something you just keep in the glove box kind of thing. Anyway, Mike, I tried it. I mean, the concept is cool. I enjoy it. I enjoyed shooting it. I enjoyed building it. It was a fun thing to do, but I obviously don't shoot through the fort. So unless somebody really wants something of this nature, you probably won't really see me build too many of this kind of thing. But it did help me understand a lot more of what I can do with HDPE and how I can polish it up. It's been a while since I've worked on it and polished HDPE, and my skills with sanding and polishing have improved a lot since the last time I did it. So now I know what I can do for HDPE in general. Anyway, take care, guys.